Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sebastian, and I'm pleased to serve as Master of Ceremonies as we honor our Scout Adam Hilinga for attaining Scouting America's highest rank, the Eagle Scout Award. This is a great moment worthy of celebration. Before we begin our program, I'd like to introduce a few special people. Our troop leaders, our Scoutmaster Tony Baker, our Assistant Scoutmaster, our Committee Chair David Hilinga, and Charter Organization Representative Rolf Link. Michael Molesky, our president of Outdoor Lab, and Mike Bruno, the Cubmaster of PAC 164. I'd like to remind you all that there will be dessert served immediately following the ceremony. Now, please rise for the invocation presented by Brandon King and remain standing for the presentation of the colors.
Dear Spirit of life and love, creator of the mountains and the forests, it is good to be gathered here on this occasion of Adam receiving his Eagle Scout Award. We are thankful for the service he has given his troop, community, and council. We are thankful for all those who made this day possible, merit badge counselors, unit leaders, fellow scouts, and most importantly for his family, Lori Hilinga and David Hilinga. For the trail to Eagle is often hard and lonely. But most importantly, we are thankful for Adam's scouting career. May all that is holy hear our prayers. Amen.
Color guard attention. Scout salute. Color guard post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Color guard reform and return to ranks. Color guard at ease. Please be seated.
Now I call on the following scouts to come up: Campbell, Riley, Reese, Sienna, and Connor.
One of the oldest surviving set of rules for how people should behave comes to us from the ancient Greeks. In 3rd century BC, young men of 17 took the following oath to become citizens of Athens. We will never bring disgrace on this, our city, by an act of dishonesty or cowardice. We will fight for the ideals and sacred things of the city, both alone and with many. We will revere and obey the city's laws, and will do our best to incite a like reverence and respect in those above us who are prone to annul them or set them at naught. We will strive increasingly to quicken the public sense of civic duty. Thus, in all these ways, we will transmit the city, not only not less, but greater, better, and more beautiful than it was transmitted to us.
With the growth of modern religions, another simpler idea of how people should behave developed, referred to as the Golden Rule. It is taught by religions as diverse as Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, and Brahmanism. Christianity's version is found in Matthew 7:12. So in everything, do to others as you would have done them to you. For this sums up the law of the prophets.
During the Middle Ages, the code of chivalry was developed to teach knights how they should behave. One form of this code read as follows: be always ready with your armor on except when you are taking your rest at night. Defend the poor and help them that cannot defend themselves. Do nothing to hurt or offend anyone else. Be prepared to fight in defense of your country. Whatever you're working, try to win honor and name for honesty. Never break your promise. Maintain the honor of your country with your life. Rather die honest than live shamelessly. Chivalry requires that you should train and perform the most laborious and humble office with cheerfulness and grace, and to others good unto and do good unto others.
In the early years of the 20th century, a man named Robert Stevenson Smith Baden-Powell took all of these codes of conduct for men and turned them into his code of conduct for boys. His scout law, as he called it, reads as follows: a scout's honor is to be trusted. A scout is loyal to the king and to his officers and to his country and to his employers. A scout's duty is to be useful and to help others. A scout is a friend to all and a brother to every other scout, no matter what social class the other belongs. A scout is courteous. A scout is friend to animals. A scout obeys orders of his patrol leader or scoutmaster without question. A scout smiles and whistles under all circumstances. A scout is thrifty.
After a few years, Baden-Powell program and ideas crossed the Atlantic Ocean. With the founding of Scouting in America, Baden-Powell's Scout Law was turned into a code that more than 100 million young people learned and lived by. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Thank you.
But what exactly does it mean to be an eagle? We've asked Scoutmaster Dave Ray to tell us.
So we're here today to honor a young man as he becomes an Eagle Scout. And as we do, it's important to reflect on what it means to be an Eagle Scout. The 1938 Handbook for Scoutmasters put it this way: The badges which accompany his advancement and which the scout wears on his uniform are not to show that he has passed certain tests. There should be no past tense implied. On the contrary, each badge cries out, I can right now and here. So what can the Eagle Scout do? Let's take a moment to look at some of the things that he has done in preparing to be an Eagle Scout. In terms of badges, he has earned the ranks of Scout, Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, Life, and now Eagle. And along the way, he earned 13 required merit badges and 8 elective merit badges, served in troop leadership positions for a total of 16 months, spent at least 16 hours on service projects, not including the many hours that he spent on his own service project for Eagle Scout. And in all, he's completed approximately 325 different requirements to attain this rank. So what have these requirements taught him, and who is the Eagle Scout? First and foremost, he's an outdoorsman. He knows how to camp, swim, hike, use wood tools, build a fire, use a camp stove, find his way with a map and compass. He spent at least 20 days and nights camping in a tent that he pitched on his own site. And for many of those nights, he cooked his own meal. The Eagle Scout is comfortable with nature. He can identify local animals and plants, including poisonous plants. He understands the causes of water, land, and air pollution. He understands or has participated, in at least one conservation-related service project. He embodies the Scout motto, be prepared. He knows how to treat fractures, head injuries, hypothermia, convulsions, frostbite, burns, abdominal pain, muscle cramps, and even knocked out teeth. He knows what to do in case of fire, explosion, desert emergency, motor vehicle accidents, mountain accidents, food poisonings, gas leaks, earthquakes, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, avalanches, and even atomic emergencies. The Eagle Scout is a good citizen. He's been to a city meeting. He knows how the city government is organized. He knows who his U.S. senators and representative are. And he's written a letter to at least one of them about a national issue. He's read the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. He knows how to manage his money. He understands the risks of and benefits of putting his money into things like savings bonds, mutual funds, common stock, CDs, and life insurance. He has set financial goals and made plans to achieve those goals. The Eagle Scout has also set and worked toward fitness goals. He's competed against himself in tests of aerobic endurance, flexibility, and muscular strength. And he knows what it means to be physically, mentally, and socially fit. He's a good family member. He knows what things are important to the members of his family, and he has talked to his family about finances, drug abuse, and growing up. All of these things he did in order to earn the merit badges required for Eagle. Beyond those, he earned 8 elective merit badges, which introduced him to subjects such as digital technology, medicine, leatherwork, archery, photography, wood carving, and archaeology. So what is an Eagle Scout? Well, to quote that old handbook for the Scoutmasters again, he is a young man who is qualified to help others as well as take care of himself. His badge is not a decoration, but rather a symbol of knowledge and ability.
It's now time for the highlight of our program, the presentation of the Eagle Scout Award. I'd like to ask Scoutmaster Tony Baker to come forward to make the appropriate presentation.
Thank you, Sebastian. So I'm very well known for going off script, so we're going to do that right now for just 1 second.
I didn't realize I was going to be bound by a camera. So as I had to stand kind of in this area too, I can't move. Thanks for that.
We did offer.
I know you did. Hey, so you heard a lot of stuff about what you have to do to become an Eagle Scout. In scouting, we have this thing called the EDGE method. It's an acronym, and EDGE stands for explain, demonstrate, guide, and enable. This is kind of an interesting experience for me, selfishly, because the very first time I came into this fellowship hall, I came in as a Tiger Den, and a number of years went by, and then in 2017, we charted this troop. So before we go any further, I would like for a couple of gentlemen to stand up, because they were the beginning of the EDGE method that led to the opportunity for Adam to join this troop and become an Eagle in the first place. So if you were a leader in this troop, when we charted in 2017, you can stand this amount. Just stand there for a second. If you are a registered member of a leader in Troop 350, Troops 350, you stand for them. If you're a member of the committee that handles all the back of the house work, the stuff that we don't always have to deal with, like making the final payment to Philmont. Just stand, please. So when we talk about EDGE method, this is the group of people that enabled Adam. So I'd like you to give them a round of applause. So thank you. Please be seated. Whoops. Okay, I'll go back behind the podium. Thanks for that, Adam. All right. So I'm supposed to talk a little bit about Adam Holinga's time as a scout. And I will tell you, I've done a lot of thinking over this since you sent the script a couple of weeks ago. I will never, ever, ever, ever forget the very first camp out. We went to Solomon's Island, Maryland. We were originally supposed to go to camp on the beach at Assateague, and there was a hurricane coming. And as you probably know, well, maybe you don't, adult leaders in a troop, we have a couple of jobs, and they're really pretty simple. Safety, number one. We drive them places, and then we have a debit card or a credit card, and we pay for stuff. That's our job, those three things. And when you look at camping on the beach with a bunch of other people's kids during a hurricane, so we didn't go there. We went to Solomon's Island. And I'm pretty sure he's not in our troop any longer, but there was a young man named Nico. I'm pretty sure he was borderline hypothermic because we had to put him in Chris's Jeep. It was so cold. It was raining. It felt like it was 20 degrees outside, right? It was very, very cold. So that is my very first memory of watching the young, just crossed over from AOL scout, Adam Holinga. And we've done a number of really cool things since then. Could you stand up for a second? What buckle are you wearing?
Sea-base.
Oh, Sea-base. I have my Philmont buckle on. So there we go. He's got a Philmont belt on. So if you can imagine all of the cool, fun things we've done since we went and nearly froze to death at Solomon's Island. You know, we have done summer camps. We camped during COVID. When camps were shut down all over the place. We drove all the way over to Summit Bechtel Reserve in West Virginia, and we spent a week eating stuff out of plastic containers but working on merit pads. Did you have fun? Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I think I have to tell you that when I look and I see this young man and the experiences we've had together as troops now, I'm proud. Because Adam, and I think, Jack, just wave your hands, wave up there. So these are our first two Eagle Scouts in Troop 350. So, what a day. I'll go back to the script now, I promise. So we've heard much about what it takes to become an Eagle Scout. Now I'd like to tell you a little bit more about his scouting experiences. And to wrap that up again, I couldn't be more proud. Adam, can you come up front for us, please? Becoming an Eagle Scout isn't about pinning a medal or Velcroing a patch on your chest. Being an Eagle is a lifestyle. and it requires much in the way of responsibility, a nuanced embodiment of independence and interdependence. Assistant Scoutmaster Chris, please come forward. And can you tell us a little bit more about that? Everybody gets their own notes. Yeah.
Adam, becoming an Eagle Scout is a great accomplishment. Being an Eagle Scout is a great responsibility. As an Eagle, the Scout Oath and the Scout Law should take on new meaning for you, especially today. The motto and the slogan take on new urgency. As an Eagle, your first obligation is to live with honor. You are a leader. For good or for ill, people will follow the example that you set. Give up anything before you give up your reputation and good name. Shakespeare once said, "Mine honor is my life, both grow in one, take honor from me, and my life is done." Let the white of the Eagle badge remind you of honor. Your second obligation as an Eagle Scout is loyal. As a follower, you promise to be loyal to those above you. Now, as a leader, you must also be loyal to those below you, treating them as you would want to be treated. As you must also be loyal to your ideals, you should not let others sway you from your course. Let the blue of the Eagle badge remind you of loyalty. Your third obligation as an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Stepping into your new role as leader, you will face many challenges and obstacles. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that is not the reason to have a ship. You must have the courage to do what is right, whatever other people say to you. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you of courage. Your fourth obligation is to serve others, for a leader, above all, is a servant. Let the practice of the daily good turn become a lifetime of service, for only in giving of yourself do you give anything of value. Just as it always has, let the scroll on your badge remind you of service. Your final obligation as an Eagle Scout is to have vision. As a leader, you must now blaze your own trail. Just as a bald eagle soaring high above the ground can look far into the distance, so too must you look far into the distance. Many people will follow you. Only with vision will you lead them in the right direction. Let the silver eagle hanging from your badge remind you of vision. These then are your obligations as an Eagle Scout: honor, loyalty, courage, service, and vision. By meeting these obligations, you can lead your troop, your community, your nation towards a better tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. When we began our program today, you joined with fellow Scouts in repeating the Scout Oath. Now, you will stand alone and repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout Promise. Though the words you say are similar to those you've said so many times before, they begin to mean much more than they ever have. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your oath with the final words of the Declaration of Independence. If you're in the audience and you have earned the rank of Eagle, would you please stand? Today, I ask you to rededicate yourselves by repeating the Eagle Scout Promise with our new Eagle Scout. Please make the Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
To the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize
I thoughtfully recognize
and take upon myself
and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout.
the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best
On my honor, I will do my best
to make my training and example,
with my training and example,
my rank and my influence
my rank and my influence
count strongly for better scouting
count strongly for better scouting
and for better citizenship
and for better citizenship
in my troop,
in my troop,
in my community,
in my community,
and in my contacts with other people.
and in my contacts with other people.
To all this, I pledge on my sacred honor.
To all this, I pledge on my sacred honor.
2. Eagles in the audience, please be seated. David and Lori, would you come forward, please? Adam, I know your parents have been your primary source of support and strength. I have an Eagle Scout, or soon to be an Eagle Scout son as well. So I get all of the things that have happened behind the scenes over the last several years. So we're going to do a little bit something special for them today, as you very well know. No one will ever know the countless acts of self-sacrifice from your mom, Lori. Mom, would you please pin the Eagle Medal on Adam's uniform? Maybe. I shouldn't pull it up.
It's okay.
In recognition of your mom's devotion, please present her with this Eagle Mother's pin. Your father has been a source of much advice and guidance along your trail to Eagle. Dad, would you please present his Eagle certificate? And now, Adam, in return, please, I'll take that for you. Please present your dad with this father pin. Earning an Eagle Scout rank is a remarkable achievement. And to further demonstrate your commitment, you have now earned Eagle Palms, signifying, you know what, pause. Let's give him a round of applause. You know what? Yeah, let's stand up. Thanks, Grandma. All right. Earning an Eagle Scout rank is a remarkable achievement. And to further demonstrate your commitment, you have now earned Eagle Palms, signifying the additional merit badges you've earned beyond the requirements of Eagle. And as Mr. Dave has already outlined, so 21 merit badges to reach Eagle. You get a bronze palm for an additional 5. You get a gold palm for 5 more. And then 5, if you do 5 more, you get a silver palm. So the silver Eagle palm represents the completion of at least 36 merit badges. We're gonna give him a round of applause for that too. I'm telling you. Yeah. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And so thank you to both of you for supporting him through this. I've got these pins here. I'm not going to present them to you. What are you going to do with them? Stick them in your pocket. How about we just leave them right here on the table? But today he's receiving a bronze, a gold, and a silver Eagle palm that he can wear on his either on his knots above his pocket, or he can place the palms on his Eagle medal. So that's quite an accomplishment. So now you may sit, you may not. It is my privilege and pleasure to present to you Troop 350's, well, one of Troop 350's very first Eagle Scouts. Adam Logan. Now you gotta say something.
Oh, I gotta say something? Oh, I'm not ready for this. Okay. So you'll hear a little bit more from me, a little bit later in the ceremony, towards the end, about all the people who made this possible and everyone that I'm thankful for helping make this day actually come together. But the Eagle Scout, like was said before, it's not just a rank that I can put on and just say, I did this. It's just a thing I did. It's proof that I can do that. And I want to help and give back to my troop and continue to be a leader and help pave the path for future Eagles.
Back in June of 2015, you started your scouting path. Sorry, it's gonna be hard. You started as a tiger, lions hadn't started yet. And first earned your Bobcat, learning the scout oath, the scout law, and the motto and the salute. As you crossed over to wolf, your den leader moved on and away. And someone needed to step up to be your den leader, else you would not have a den. It was with great reservation that I stepped up and volunteered to be your den leader. You complete the wolf rank and in turn complete your bear, Webelos, and AOL ranks. The end of 2019, we went on campouts with different troops to see what all this troop level stuff was. We went to Solomon's Island with Troop 350 for one of the coldest and windiest campouts we ever experienced. It was so cold. You made the decision to join Troop 350 to be with some of your closest friends. I followed you and found my own place in the troop. We attended the troop meeting and one troop event to the USS New Jersey battleship before the whole world went under lockdown. The next 2 to 3 years were anything but normal, and we got to know everyone with masks. I learned the names of all the scouts in the troop doing health checks with their masks on, something we'll never forget. But besides all that, the crossover to Troop 350 was a good choice for you, as you were with your friends and had fun. When you start off in Boy Scouts, you're usually about 11 years old. You joined a fairly new troop. With all the older boys at the time, you had a lot to prove. Scouting is more than just knots, first aid, camping, and merit badges. Scouting is first about teamwork for many of you. It's the first organized team many of you are on. You learn to work with others, to honor hierarchy, and respect others. Second, you get to be away from home and really start being on your own and your own person, using problem-solving skills and getting to enjoy nature. You also learn to respect nature and your environment. You get to learn skills to enhance yourself as well as others. First aid isn't just a requirement, it can help save strangers. Requirements for Eagle includes the citizenship merit badges, citizenship in the community, citizenship in the nation, citizenship in the world, and now citizenship in society. Even better, you get to learn about recreational activities you can enjoy for a lifetime, like hiking, backpacking, and camping, all while doing it with friends. But Eagle is also about perseverance and following through. You are now seen as a youth leader in our troop. Younger scouts can come to you for guidance and answers. The adult leaders see you as a bridge to convey messages and duties to the troop. Your responsibilities within the troop have now increased. You learn to prioritize and manage your time and stay focused. Sure, there were times you wanted to do other things than scouting, but at the time when on, you had put so much time and effort in, there was no stopping. Then you have your Eagle project. You did a lean-to pavilion at the outdoor lab, an ambitious project to say the least. Many thought it was too big a project, but I was confident you could do it, and you did it. It was a lot of work and it took a lot of help, but you did it. Lastly, you then have your Eagle board of review. It was very much like a panel job interview, including the report you wrote up about your project. It's great preparation for job interviews and any thesis reviews you have in college or for advanced degrees. Once all that's done, you are recognized as an Eagle Scout.
The membership into this elite group is worth all the work and effort, and the path to Eagle is something you'll never forget and use often both professionally and personally. I will not be shy about the fact that my son achieved the highest rank in Scouts BSA of Eagle Scout. Only about 5% of all Scouts attain the rank of Eagle, and it's a big deal. It's also not easy, and it's a huge reason why he is who he is. I end this by saying how proud I am of you, Adam, not only for attending the rank of Eagle, but becoming the person you are. Your mom and I are so proud. Congratulations.
All right. So he said all those things, yes, but I didn't do them on my own. All right. None of that was done entirely by me. There's always people there by my side helping me every step of the way. So I'd like to thank some of those people who made the biggest impact today. First, could Reese and Mark Harbor please come forward? All right. So the two of you, every single weekend that I worked on my Eagle project, for a total of over 300 hours, you were there every time with whatever resources that I needed that day, and you helped out every step of the way. Didn't complain, and you were there the whole time. So to thank you for that, I'd like to recognize you with some special awards that we made, one for each of you. Now, another big help for my Eagle project is he's not here today, unfortunately, but Kiko Calvacante was a huge help in laying the foundations for our Eagle project. And for that, I'm forever thankful for all the roots and rocks that he dug up out of those holes. All right, next up, I'd like to call forward Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris, I've known you for, I don't even know how long, since elementary school. Yeah. So you've been there every step of the way before I joined scouting. Throughout my scouting career, you were always there, guiding me on the right path and making sure I didn't stray. So for that, I'm thankful, and for the injuries you received on the Eagle project.
There's only 7 staples. Thank you.
Next up, I'd like to call forward Mr. Dave Bray. So as one of the first Eagles, I had no foundation for how to complete my proposal and my project. But you were there helping me, giving me so much feedback on how I can make it better. And I ended up with a project that I was really proud of and that I could really look back on as an inspiration for how I should treat things in the future. And so for that, I'm thankful for all your guidance throughout the project. Now, the project was a big deal, but I couldn't have done the project without the right beneficiary. Could Mike Molesky please come forward? So you were the beneficiary for my Eagle project, and you were a big help in making sure that it got to the point that it is today. For example, you were the guy that told us, maybe we don't put it there and dig up even more rocks than we already ended up digging. And you helped us make sure that it ended up the best it could be and make sure that it was going to the right place. So thank you for that. All right, next up, I'd like to call forward Mr. Tony. All right, Mr. Tony, you did a lot for me. You were there when I crossed over from PAC 164, and you were there to make sure throughout all my leadership experience that I was doing the right thing. Oftentimes, I would see you as someone who was really critical of what I did, but looking back, it was all to make me a better leader and a better person. For that, I'm thankful. Could Miss Jody please come forward? Miss Jody, you seemed a little surprised, but you two have helped me greatly on my road to Eagle. You're a merit badge counselor for some of the most important merit badges, being first aid and cooking and many more. So for that, I'm thankful for all the guidance you've given me on how to can be a better person going into the future and into the real world. Thank you. Last but certainly not least, Dad, could you please come forward? All right. You have had the biggest impact on who I am as a person. You've been there literally since the beginning, and you've guided me through everything. You've always been a light that I've looked up to and a guide about how I can be a better person. And throughout all your leadership, as I move through scouting, a guide on how I can be a better leader and serve others. So thank you.
This afternoon has indeed been a special time. Thank you all for coming and participating in this wonderful event. Let's give our new Eagle Scout a round of applause. I now call on Brandon to give our benediction.
Dear God, Spirit of life and love, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey, a journey of participating in scouting. Now a new journey begins with a commitment to better scouting where all may participate. Bless all of Adam's future endeavors. May each of us be committed to scouting's ideals, which instruct us to lead better lives, to be better citizens, and to be a better example of leadership. May we always seek the obvious and find the unknown. May we always follow our own trails. God be with us until we meet again. Amen.
Again, thank you all for coming. Please join us for some dessert. Thank you.